That's me. That's me. And that's 3 people. And I'm going to help them. But it has to be something really big.
Kevin Spacey and Haley Joel Osment share a moment of truth in Pay It Forward, the story of a boy who wants to change the world. It's one of 5 new movies we'll review this week. I'm Richard Roeper, columnist for the Chicago Sun-Times.
And I'm Roger Ebert, film critic of the Chicago Sun-Times. Our first movie is Pay It Forward, and it pairs 2 Oscar winners, Kevin Spacey and Helen Hunt, with Haley Joel Osment, the impressive young Oscar nominee from The Sixth Sense. The performances are therefore strong and effective, but I can't say as much for the story, which begins as the young boy and his classmates get a year-long project from their new 7th grade teacher whose facial scars have given him deep psychic scars. It's a big assignment.
The realm of possibility exists where? In each of you. Here. So you can do it.
Trevor, the 7th grader, takes the lesson very seriously and suggests doing someone a favor and having them pass it on threefold until the whole world has been touched.
Were you just being nice?
About what?
About my idea. Do you think it's good, or were you just being teachery?
Do I strike you as someone falsely nice?
No. You're not even really all that nice.
The kid puts his theory into practice by inviting a homeless man to live in the garage.
He gave you money?
Yes, ma'am.
That's his savings.
Well, it's clothes and shoes, and I got the job off it.
You think you can keep it?
You ever been on the street?
That's Jim Caviezel as the homeless man. Trevor has another big idea, too. He thinks his teacher should marry his mother, played by Helen Hunt, who wants to be a good mom but struggles with alcoholism.
I have a really bad problem. I gotta stop. And if you can be with me on this, if you can think it's possible that I can do it, then I think maybe I can.
Pay It Forward has its heart in the right place, but I had some big problems with this movie. One of them has to do with a flashback structure that spends a lot of time showing who did what for whom without ever making it clear enough soon enough. Another is the traffic jam that results when the romance involving the adults fights for screen time with the kid and his world-saving plan, and the movie then keeps shifting gears. Then there's an ending that, frankly, I don't think anyone is going to enjoy or even accept. There are 2 movies here that might have been pretty good, but they add up to 1 movie that isn't.
Kevin Spacey is so good in this movie, and Helen Hunt is so good, and I agree with you. There are problems with the story. It feels like there are 2 screenplays that collide, and they don't always come together, but I'm still recommending it because of the really, really strong performances. And I might not have enjoyed the ending, but I did accept it, and it did take me by surprise, and this movie did move me. Sometimes I was aware of being manipulated by the structure of the screenplay, but again, going back to Kevin Spacey, going back to Helen Hunt, and I like the way that this movie is set sort of just outside of Las Vegas, and sort of the suburbs, I guess, if you will, just beyond the Strip, and it was very, very effective in showing that. Helen Hunt working in the casino world, that really worked for me. So there's enough here for me to say, go see this movie. Sometimes the heart triumphs over the nitpicking about the screenplay.
Well,
at least for
I
me
don't
it did.
think I'm nitpicking. I think people are going to come out of this movie pretty unsatisfied, and they're going to really be shocked by the ending. But you're right about Spacey and Hunt, and for that matter, Haley Joel Osment. And what's sad is when you see actors of this caliber who are able to make their characters so interesting and so dimensional, and then they're kind of crammed into these dumbed-down formula screenplays.
Oh, I don't think this is a formulaic screenplay at all. It may have too much creativity going for it, which may be a problem, and they could have concentrated more on
the whole business of the kid trying to be the matchmaker, that's a formula.
Yeah, that's been done before, but it's done in a different way in the classroom assignment, and the cameos by John Bon Jovi and Angie Dickinson, interesting. For me, enough to recommend.
Okay.
Okay, our next movie is The Legend of Drunken Master with Jackie Chan as a real-life Chinese folk hero named Wong Fei Hung. He's the inventor of drunken boxing, actually. Now you're saying, what the heck is drunken boxing? Believe it or not, it's an actual style of kung fu with some moves patterned after the lurching, kind of loosey-goosey mannerisms of someone who's had a few too many drinks. Imagine Dudley Moore's Arthur crossed with the Karate Kid, and you get the idea. Chan Drunken plays Wong as a bumbling schemer who never goes looking for a fight, but seems to find one every 10 minutes. For him, drunken boxing works best when he's truly drunk. Hey, Popeye had his spinach and Wong has his wine. Wong and his family are trying to stop a gang of thieves from stealing precious Chinese artifacts, but the plot really exists only as a setup for the amazing fight sequences. The Legend of Drunken Master is one seriously weird movie. Wong is supposed to be a young man, but since Chan was about 40 when this film was made, the actors playing his parents seem to be about 3 years his senior tops. In fact, I could swear there's something going on with Wong and his stepmom. There's also this strange juxtaposition between the Buster Keaton-style slapstick and the brutal and grueling fight sequences, some of which seem to go on and on. But in the end, it's those razor blade ballets of flying fists and crackling kicks that make this action romp worth recommending.
I recommend it too, and I'll tell you, there are people who have never seen a Jackie Chan movie, and I suppose that if you're only going to see one, this is the one to see, because it ends...
Or they've only seen the American Jackie Chan movies.
They've only seen the watered-down Jackie Chan, Rumble in the
right.
Bronx, and so forth, which had its good qualities, but there's a 20-minute sequence at the end of this movie, a fight sequence involving Jackie Chan and his real-life bodyguard, Kin Lo, who stepped in when the real actor was injured.
Right.
And it is the most amazing, sustained martial arts sequence that I can remember ever having seen in a movie.
Maybe ever done,
And it involves flames and fire, and Jackie Chan was actually burned while shooting this movie, and railroad cars, and falling from heights, and red-hot pokers, and, of course, whole roomfuls of furniture, knocked over everybody's head.
Yeah.
And all done with this amazing, high energy, incredible verbal and physical agility that Jackie Chan brings to it.
They're so good, and they're having so much fun doing it. They're not asking you to take it seriously as any kind of a fight. It's more of an exhibition. It's like watching Gene Kelly in action when Jackie Chan is really moving and twirling and doing all that stuff.
You put your finger right on it. This is not violence in the ugly, brutal sense.
No.
This is like kind of a tongue-in-cheek ballet of violence.
It's so well done. There's a lot of fun in this movie.
Later on the show, Brendan Fraser sells his soul to Elizabeth Hurley in Bedazzled.
You turned me into a drug dealer!
Coming up next, Mark Wahlberg and Joaquin Phoenix become partners in crime in The Yards.
It's for you. Say hello to your uncle for me. See you around, Willie.
All right, take it easy.
Does he get a cut of everything?
Listen, don't worry about it. He's a city official. That's just the way the system works.
In the new crime movie, The Yards, Mark Wahlberg is fresh out of prison, and his best friend, Joaquin Phoenix, shows him the ropes. Phoenix is a muscle guy for Wahlberg's uncle, played by James Caan, whose company repairs New York City transit trains. One night, the two friends go out on a job. A yardmaster is murdered, and a cop is badly beaten. When the cop recovers, he's able to only ID one person, Wahlberg, the ex-con.
Well, when can I come back?
Leo, you gotta stay away for a little longer, okay?
Well, how's my mother? I wanted to call her, but they probably got the phones tapped.
This case could break apart the cozy little racket that James Caan runs with his henchman, played here by Victor Argo. So they want a cover-up.
I'll also put out a statement. We're all very saddened by the turn of events, etc., and so forth.
Please, none of that's gonna hold. At some point, it's gonna lead back to us. All we gotta do is talk to this cop. See what it'll take to make him remember things differently.
The Yards is introspective in a way most crime movies never are. It's not about having fun with guns, cars, and wisecracks, but about lives destroyed by a deeply corrupt system. Nobody is really evil in this movie, although a lot of people are amoral or willing to go along, and the real story is about the Wahlberg character trying to fight his way free from the world he lives in. Director James Gray based the story in part on a racketeering scandal that touched his own family, and you can feel his ambiguity and his pain. That's what makes The Yard so touching. It's not a thriller, but a drama.
I don't know how you can say nobody's evil in this movie. There are people who get killed, there are people who kill, there are people who are ordering other people to be killed, and to me, if you're going to say, I want somebody dead, that makes you an evil human being. There are a lot of bad people in here. There are also a lot of people who aren't very bright, including the Mark Wahlberg character. The minute he gets out of jail, he gets caught right up again, and it doesn't take him long before he gets in this involvement in the yards, this whole event that takes place where he beats up the cop while Joaquin is with this other guy and he stabs that guy, and that just felt drawn out to me and a manufactured part of the plot so that the rest of the story could go on when in reality they could have just run away and come back and handle it tomorrow.
You know, in any action movie, people could run away and then there wouldn't have been anything that happened. Of course they could run away, but they wouldn't have run away in that situation because you can see that they would be in big trouble if they ran away. And of course, one thing
bigger
leads
trouble
to
because
another.
they stay.
They're not evil in the sense that you have in a different kind of crime movie where that's their nature. It's that the whole system has corrupted and eaten away at these people, and that's what the Mark Wahlberg character is fighting, and it's eventually what the end of the movie is
I think he's just fighting his own stupidity most of the time. You know, whether or not they're evil, I don't think is really the point here.
Is it allowed for people to be stupid in the movies?
Yes, it is. And if they're interesting enough, then we care about them. I didn't care about Mark Wahlberg. And then there's this whole idea that he knows what's going on in the yards. He could turn evidence against James Caan and all these other people. He's been working there for 2 days. I had no idea where he got all this information.
He's lived in that neighborhood his entire life.
No, but this is
his
specific information that he has about the yards, Roger, that he's going to use.
If you live there, if you're involved with those people, look at the people. I mean, he was involved with an auto theft ring that involved many of the same people. That's why he went to prison.
But when he gets out of prison, they're going to teach him about the yards, and 2 days later he knows all about the yards, and that doesn't work for me.
You know, and I know certain numbers of things about corruption in this city. Certainly, if you lived in the families involved,
not enough to testify
if you lived in the neighborhood, if you had worked on the crew, if you had kept your ears open, you would know a lot.
He's their prize guy because he has inside information. I didn't see where he got it from. Okay, coming up next, a devilish Elizabeth Hurley heats up Brendan Fraser's love life in Bedazzled.
What if I told you that I have the cataclysmic power to give you anything and everything you've always dreamed of?
Who are you?
Promise not to tell anyone?
Elizabeth Hurley is a salacious Satan who signs Brendan Fraser's hapless dork to a lifetime contract in Bedazzled, the latest comedy by Harold Ramis. Fraser plays Elliot Richards. He's an obnoxious but good-hearted loser who has everyone diving under their cubicles whenever they see him approaching at work. He's that annoying. For 3 years, Elliot has had a rather pathetic crush on a coworker named Allison, played by Frances O'Connor, who couldn't pick Elliot out of a lineup.
You know, I'm here with some friends, and I was wondering if maybe you wanted to...
Dear God, I would give anything to have that girl in my life.
Elliot's contract gives him 7 wishes. His first choice is to be rich, powerful, and married to Allison. So the devil turns him into a Colombian drug lord.
Buenos días, señor. ¿Le apetece algo de comer?
Como dices, no habla español.
Un momento. Realmente estoy hablando español. Hola. Mucho gusto. No, gracias. Soy alérgico a los crustáceos.
It takes Elliot a long time to figure out that if he's not very specific in voicing his wishes, Satan will find a loophole that will result in the wish backfiring.
Let's see. Big, strong, rich, athletic, something you like, lots of fans. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, I hope so.
In the form of a wish?
I wish I could play professional basketball.
Then I just say the magic words, Dennis Rodman.
Bedazzled is a remake of a 1967 British comedy starring Peter Cook and Dudley Moore, but the comedy in this update is timid, dated, and uninspired. This is especially disappointing because Harold Ramis has been a major factor in such richly funny movies as Stripes and Ghostbusters and Groundhog Day. Fraser scores a few laughs with the different versions of Elliot that are created by his wishes, but he's no Eddie Murphy, and there's nothing in the Frances O'Connor character to explain why he's so obsessed with her. His relationship with the breathtaking Satan seems to have more potential. Maybe he should have pointed one of his wishes in her direction.
I agree with you about O'Connor, but I also was disappointed in Hurley. She doesn't have the sense of danger and risk that you need with Satan. Looking at the movie, I was thinking, how about Courtney Love in this role? You know, somebody who really would be able to kind of hex somebody. Yes, somebody who could play the devil. Elizabeth Hurley is too bland. She's playing the devil as a costume role rather than really bringing the kind of zest to the role that I think it requires.
I think they could have made it work with the gorgeous Satan if there was something there between maybe the Fraser character and her. But just to have her look good and wear all these little costumes, so what? Okay, our next movie is called Two Family House, and like The Yards, it's inspired by the director's memories. This one is based on the story of the director's Uncle Buddy. The movie stars Michael Rispoli from The Sopranos as Buddy, who dreams of opening a bar on Staten Island and singing there on Saturday nights. His wife is played by Catherine Narducci, also from The Sopranos, and she ridicules it.
You're making a fool of yourself in front of the whole neighborhood.
What is with you, huh? If I was making thousands of dollars doing this, you'd be proud of me.
That's exactly my point. The only reason you should be dancing around like a monkey is if you're getting paid for it.
Buddy buys a building and finds he's inherited two upstairs tenants, a nasty drunk and his much younger pregnant wife, played by Kelly MacDonald. When the abusive husband disappears, Buddy helps the woman get set up in a new place.
No, I wasn't making a pass at you. If I was making a pass at you, you'd know I was making a pass at you. Don't flatter yourself, huh? I think you like your meat a little darker anyway.
Her baby, conceived out of wedlock, is half black, which creates a scandal in that place and time. But Buddy is touched by her decision to keep the child and decides to stand by her. The neighbors think he's gone nuts.
I was thinking maybe you guys want to come down. You know, see the place. I'm going to sing. Mary, she's going to cook.
I'm staying open Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe after you close, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
Michael Rispoli plays Buddy as a guy who more or less shares the prejudices of the people around him until he begins to care about that young woman and her non-white child. Then he acts according to his own better nature. His family and friends write him off, but in the long run he turns out to be happy and successful, and there's a happy ending to the story of the woman and her child, too. Raymond DeFelitta, the writer and director, heard stories about his Uncle Buddy for years, and now he tells this one himself, ending with a shot of the real tavern that Buddy opened. Two Family House is a good movie.
It's a really good movie. I'm not surprised to find out that it's inspired at least by some real-life events because it kind of rings authentic, but it's such a different take on, you know, we've seen these neighborhood stories before and these kind of characters, but what happens with this young woman who lives upstairs and the baby, and Rispoli is so good. This is a real treasure of a film, I thought.
It shows how you can be prejudiced in general, but it's very hard to be prejudiced in particular. Because then you're dealing with human beings and you accept them as the people who are right there in front of you. And in this case, Buddy can't help but have his heart go out to this woman because he's seen the hell that her husband created for her. And although he doesn't know the whole story, he begins gradually to feel, well,
and he's
I kind of admire her. Yeah,
but he's also in a hell of his own with his own relationship, and he's falling in love, and he follows his heart. Okay, coming up next, an all-star lineup hits the gridiron in my video pick of the week. Football is played for laughs and romance in The Replacements, and it's the springboard to racial understandings in Remember the Titans, but the cutthroat nature of the game takes center stage in Oliver Stone's Any Given Sunday. Al Pacino is the legendary coach who's near the end of his career, and he's struggling to relate to a new generation of gridiron mercenaries on and off the field. Cameron Diaz is the cold-hearted owner of the team, and Jamie Foxx is the cocky young quarterback with a me-first attitude.
I was wondering if we could go out for a drink or something, hang.
I'm flattered, Willie. Really, I am. But I've never dated players. It gives the wrong impression.
I guess you're saying you're influenced by what other people think.
I think we all are in business.
Stone uses roller coaster camera moves along with a hip-hop heavy metal soundtrack to underscore the bone-crushing violence on the field. Any Given Sunday boasts a deep lineup that includes Dennis Quaid as an aging star quarterback, James Woods as a corrupt team doctor, and Charlton Heston as the lead commissioner. But the movie works primarily because of Pacino's leathery, world-weary coach and those action montages which capture the sport like no other movie I've seen. It's one of the best football movies ever made, and it's my video pick of the week.
Now let's take another look at the movies we reviewed on this week's show. A split decision on Pay It Forward. I thought it was all over the map, but Richard kind of liked the map. 2 thumbs up for The Legend of Drunken Master, which may be Jackie Chan's best film. We split on The Yards. I thought it was an effective drama. Richard found too much implausibility. But 2 thumbs down for Bedazzled, which should have held out for a better deal with The Devil. And finally, 2 affectionate thumbs up for Two Family House and Michael Rispoli's touching performance. So, Two Family House and The Yards, and if you ever want to see a Jackie Chan movie, this is your chance.
And if you want a good old-fashioned cry at the movies, Pay It Forward.
According to you, anyway.
That's right. Okay, remember you can hear our reviews at ebert-roeper-movies.com and read us in print at suntimes.com. Next week, more new movies, including Lucky Numbers, starring John Travolta and Lisa Kudrow, and also the sequel to one of last year's huge hits, it's Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. That's next week, and until then, the balcony is closed.